What's going on, everybody? I know it's been a little while. I ain't gonna bore you with all the talk and all that mess, but just everybody can understand that life happens. So I'm sure y'all can see in my other videos, I lost my two granddads over the past 9 months or so, and had some other things happen and this and that. But just been wanting to do some videos, just haven't had a whole lot of motivation. So I have been working on the Toyota for a while, and like to take this chance to kind of give y'all an update on it. I know I did the project starting video back around Christmas time and ain't really said much else since, but I have been working on it, and I'd like to share with y'all kind of what I've been doing on it. I've been having a lot of fun with it. So as you know, when I first got it, she wasn't running, towed it to the house, had that ugly daggone bed cap on there. That was the first thing had to come off before I even tried to get it going. So took that off of there, cleaned that up a little bit, and found a little bit of damage underneath where that was, so cleaned all that up. I had a nice strip of duct tape residue on the tailgate. That was pretty tough to get all that off, but worked on that for a little while, got that cleaned up. Once I got the bed cap off, I went on ahead and pulled out the bed liner, because we all know they can rust underneath there pretty good. So took that out, and the bed looks pretty good, and I got hopes in the future I want to put a bed liner in there, because really the main thing I want to use the truck for is going back and forth to the track. I'm sure we all pretty familiar with how gas prices are, so surprisingly enough, it's my best fuel efficient vehicle. So looking forward to using that to going back and forth to the track. So like I said, I pulled the bed liner out. I got these plastic bed rail caps that they actually look pretty good on there. I was trying to come up with a solution. The rails are pretty messed up from the bed cap that was on there. So those rails covered that up for the time being until I do kind of get some body work done on there and get that fixed. So here's a picture of those on there. The tires that were on it, they were pretty dry rotted and pretty nasty, and they were just the stock steel wheels on there. So I happened to have the stock wheels and tires off of the 01 4Runner, so threw those on there, and actually they fit pretty good. I'm pretty happy with those. So talking about wheels and tires, I went to go try the four-wheel drive. The four-wheel drive wasn't working, so had to take the manual hubs apart, and one of the hubs was all seized up. So got that cleaned up, got that going. Four-wheel drive's working real nice and strong. So after I got the truck inspected, got it up there, everything seemed to be running pretty good. That day I decided, I said, you know what, I'm going to take this thing to the track. Well, I didn't make it 5 miles down the road, and temperature started skyrocketing on there. So unfortunately, I had a couple of small coolant lines that go into the throttle body, and they busted wide open, sprayed coolant all over the side of the truck. Looked like a Bigfoot had taken a leak all down the side of the truck. So put my head down and came on back home and got that fixed. So I actually ordered the Toyota coolant lines. They're preformed like they should be. So got those on there and bled the system and everything, and that turned out pretty good. So some other things that kind of not really much pictures to show, but did the plugs and wires, did the distributor cap, air filter, of course, went on ahead and charged the air conditioning, and that was actually working really good. However, the belt was so stretched out, I had the tensioner maxed out, and I could still pull the belt off with my hand. So went on ahead and changed all the belts out, and got about 1,000 miles on the truck. Then ended up taking it to the track, ran pretty good. And once I got 1,000 miles on it, I said, well, let's go ahead and do the valve clearance, because these are pretty noisy motors anyways, but she was pretty noisy. So I don't know if you can tell the difference in the way this sounds, but this is before I did the valve clearance adjustment. Before. And then this is after. That's the after. Still definitely got that tick, but it might be a little bit better. So did have a couple of valves that were out of spec a little bit, so got those nailed down and doing pretty good. And with all that stuff, previously I was getting somewhere like high 15, 16 miles to the gallon, and then with all these, kind of tune-up things that I did on there, ended up getting it up to around 18.3 miles to the gallon. So I'm pretty happy with that. The 5-speed, you can squeeze out a little bit more miles per gallon, but I think that's pretty good for old 92. So a few of the things that I did to it, put these headlights in there, and when I got them, didn't know I needed relays for them because of I guess it's a negative ground, the way they work for putting the headlights into high beam. So it's kind of opposite from what the normal is. So got these relays in, put those in there, and the headlights, they work really good. I'm actually really happy with them. I didn't want to put something on the truck that may look like a space shuttle or a wannabe new vehicle. I feel like these blend in about as best as you can ask for with the older look of the truck. So I ended up taking the front bumper off. That was looking pretty rough. So just for the meantime, I painted that lower valance on the bumper, and that turned out pretty good. And then went ahead and painted the wiper arms as well. And then as far as the interior, it's in really good shape, but didn't have radio, just had a big old hole there, and it was actually kind of hacked up where somebody had taken the radio out previously. So got a new radio in there, and ended up getting a 4Runner clock as well, and that went right in there. So what am I going to do in the future with it? I'm just going to drive it for now, but I am going to get some window tint on it because the thing is hot as all get out with all those clear windows. So definitely going to get some window tint. Spend a little more time trying to polish the paint out what I can. I mean, there's not a whole lot of clear coat on it, but probably can get it to shine a little bit better. Here's a after when I polished the hood, and that turned out pretty good. I was pretty happy with that. The frame definitely needs to be painted. I'm going to, touch all that up, and I'm just going to put all new front suspension on it instead of trying to paint all that and make it look pretty. It needs to be replaced, so I'm going to do all that. You can kind of tell the truck, and a lot of them do, it sits kind of low in the back. And we definitely don't want no squatted truck look going on, which it's not that bad, but it is sitting a little lower in the back. So I've kind of looked at some different options, and I'm going to do shackles for the rear. I think I'm going to go with 1.5 inches, and that should just give it just a little teeny bit of rake. And then, like I said, I would like to put a bed liner in there, and when I put the radio in there, man, those speakers, it's only got 2 little 4-inch speakers in the front, and they're not all that impressive. So I'm going to go ahead and change those out and see how that sounds. But other than that, man, the truck is running really good. I'm really enjoying it a lot. So, like I said, just want to kind of make a video and update y'all on everything that I've done on it, and pretty happy with it. So I hope y'all enjoyed it. And just as far as the channel goes, I really like doing, the troubleshooting help and the different videos like that. Like I feel like with my channel, I like to kind of try to provide a service. So definitely got some more ideas coming up with things that I've run into with the 4Runner. Got some videos coming up on that. So stay tuned. I'm still around. So appreciate y'all sticking around and appreciate you checking it out. So y'all take it easy.